All right, everybody. Good afternoon and brace for impact. Brace for impact. I'm just going to go ahead and say that right now because the Seattle Seahawks have released their injury report. They don't have the practice report yet, but we don't really need it this week because there's only a little bit of information that the practice report could possibly give us. So we don't yet have the Lions side of the story, I'll say that, which usually I would wait, but not this time. I don't think I can wait for the Lions this time because the Seahawks are in such a bad way on their front seven that we just got to go ahead and talk about it now. And maybe I'll make another video later today talking about the Lions. So, yeah, we'll get to the Lions later. Honestly, it's starting to look like it doesn't even really matter what's going on with the Lions. Like, they might have some players, they might not have some players, but this is going to be really, really tough to overcome. So, John Boyle, he's got the latest and greatest when it comes to these Seahawks injuries. And yeah, this is real, people. This is real. Out for Monday night's game. Excuse me. Out. Boye Mafe, big one, not expected. Did not anticipate that. Thought he was just getting some days off from practice. Leonard Williams, another big one. Didn't expect that. Thought it was just going to be all about pain tolerance. They're both out. Byron Murphy, which we expected. I'm not really tripping on that one that much. We know he's going to miss a little bit of time. So, not a surprise. Disappointing, but not, we don't like it. It's not good. And Uchenna Nwosu, out. So, for those of you who are keeping track at home, that accounts for, in terms of just bodies, about half of the front seven. But if you were to look at it through the lens of importance, that is probably about 70% of the front seven. So, nobody makes it back. Nwosu, we get the worst possible news. He ends up missing a month anyway after not going on IR after the injury in the preseason. And, yeah, here we are with no front seven. Jerome Baker did make it as questionable, so I guess he's likely to play. We'll go ahead and chalk that up to being good news. So at least we got that. But we're looking at no top two edge rushers and no top two interior down linemen. So you're going to be looking at a ton of snaps for Draymond Jones and Derek Hall on the edge. We're going to be probably getting some Gibson, Tyus Bowser. You're going to be looking at maybe even a little bit of Jamie Sheriff. I don't know how they're going to make this work, but might be seeing a decent amount of him. We're going to see a lot of Mike Morris, which I'm not against. I like Mike Morris. You're going to be seeing probably a little too much Jaron Reed and Jonathan Hankins, given their age. You're not going to be comfortable with how many snaps they play. You're going to be seeing, what else? What else are you going to say? Maybe a little bit of Miles Adams. Like this is rough, guys. Against a Detroit front that, granted, they're missing Frank Ragnow. They have their own problems. But that is an offensive line that is fully capable of just shoving you guys back even when you're healthy. That is an offensive line that is just straight up capable of running it up on you even if you had these guys. So, honestly, it kind of feels like the Detroit injury report. I'm not even thinking about it that much at this point. Like, who cares? Who cares who they have? How are we going to win like this? Like, I'm sorry. But to be losing your top two edge rushers and your top two interior down linemen, what are you going to do? How are you going to pull through? Are you going to make anything happen? So, yeah, we are not having a good day right now. The positive news, I guess, would be the lack of injury designation on anybody else. If this report is to be taken at face value, that means Ken Walker is basically 100% and good to go. No doubt he's going to play. That means that, a guy like Noah Fant or Lockett or Metcalf or Pharaoh Brown or Derek Hall, those guys are all as close to 100% as you're going to be. So if there's any bright side here, it's that other than this, we're looking like we're in pretty good shape. The problem is, this is massive. And McDonald's already addressed the media. He's said that part of the reason why they're doing this is because they have a short week for the Giants game, because it's just the 6 days off because you go from Monday to Sunday. So I understand that. I'm not against it. Like, if they can't play, they can't play. I'm not blaming anybody necessarily, although this could be that thing I was talking about earlier today about the load management stuff. Maybe this is load management. And McDonald did say he doesn't think any of these injuries are long-term concerns. So, obviously, there is some silver lining here. But, but man, I mean, I'll talk more about it tomorrow when I do my pregame video, but it's hard to see this team overcoming all this in a game against a good team on the road. Like, this is too much. So, let me just say this. If the Seahawks find a way to win Monday night, give Mike McDonald Coach of the Year right now. Because what he is going to have to cook up to stop that Lions offense it's unfathomable. It's unthinkable. I don't even want to I don't even want to think about that, man. What you are going to have to cook up to stop the Lions offense when you're missing all this in your front seven. And by the way, Jerome Baker may play, but would anybody be shocked if he ended up missing a chunk of that game? Because he's continuing to have to work through this stuff, and we know that he's laboring a little bit to get through. Like, do the math on that one. Then you've really got nothing up front except Tyrell Dodson and, I mean, in terms of your known quantity studs, that's almost it. Maybe Derek Hall, you'd say. And give Geno Smith MVP. Because what he is going to have to do to keep up with Detroit's offense, that's going to be superhuman too. All right. We did get one update about the Lions' health, although, again, it barely feels like it matters. It looks like they're getting Sam Laporta. It looks like Sam Laporta is expected to play through his sprained ankle, which shocks me because based on the injury that I saw and the reports we got initially, it didn't seem like he was going to be available. So we'll get more information from Detroit later, but I'm telling you guys right now, it is looking bleak. This is probably about half of the great stuff going on with this defense right now on the sideline. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks, but not good news today, boys. Not good news.